Hi everyone, my name is Davika and I'm your Techie Tantrika. Hi everyone, I hope you're having an amazing week this week. This week I decided that I should talk a little bit more about tantric touch in self-pleasure and sex. Now I do realize I did talk a little bit about tantric breath and tantric touch in Tantric Self-Pleasure 101. I definitely recommend that video if you haven't seen it already. I really wanted to touch on this more because when you're within the realm of tantric intimacy, so that's tantric self-pleasure, tantric sex, anything to do with tantra and intimacy, the idea of engaging all five, or as I really prefer to say, all six senses, because I do consider our intuition a sense as well, is extremely important. There are so many things you could do to actually engage your senses. And when it comes to touch, it's such a beautiful, life-changing sense along with breathing. When you pair the two of them together, like we do in yoga, for example, and meditation sometimes, there's so much room for alchemy and just incredible change to occur. So one thing I really want to hit home to when bringing in tantric touch into your everyday sexual life is the concept of when you touch your body or when you touch another person's body, what are your intentions? What are your feelings when you're doing this? When you're, for example, doing self-pleasure and you are actually engaging in a tantric practice where you're prolonging your self-pleasure, and when you're engaging in longer sex with a partner because you're engaging in tantric practices, your intentions is what drives everything. So when bringing in touch into your practice, what I want to really hit home to is the concept of giving your body that love that it needs when you're touching yourself. One of my favorite things to do too, when I can identify parts of a person's body that they don't appreciate when I'm coaching with them, is to invite them to put their hands on those parts of themselves that they don't feel the greatest about, and send thanks to those areas of their body for what they're able to do. So for example, let's say a person doesn't like their shoulders and they are touching their shoulders during self-pleasure. The nice thing that they could do is put their hand on their shoulders and actually thank their shoulders for the functions that they do in their life. Thing is, we always forget our bodies are working for us non-stop, and they're so forgiving. Like, even if you're, for example, upset with your thighs, amazing things occur with each part of your body. Like, your thighs help you walk through your life if you're able-bodied. It's also really just not fun living in a body that you're not happy with. You know, we could spend so much of our lifetime until like our 70s or 80s until we finally just feel like more relaxed about our bodies. And the name of the game here is to not wait until then to actually just feel really comfortable with who you are, because when you are comfortable with who you are also able to attract more love into your life because you are loving your life. So two things I want to mention. One thing is, yes, you can definitely do this practice where you put your hands on your body parts, especially during self-pleasure, and thank those parts of your body for their functions and give them compliments. The way you just touch yourself in general should be very relaxing. Give yourself a little bit of massage. Release those pleasure chemicals in your brain by just slowly touching yourself and just really enjoying your body and relaxing into exploring your body with yourself, because your body is yours and it's yours to explore. The other thing too, and I know I mentioned this in Tantric Self-Pleasure 101, is breath. So there's so many different ways that we can actually incorporate breath into tantric touch and just tantra in general. One of the breaths that I was taught was called the ocean breath, and it's an open mouth breathing through the mouth. So you inhale and you exhale, and the idea is you want to keep your mouth open, and you also want to bring in sound. Sound really helps to release anything stored in the body. It's just a really amazing way of releasing what's not serving you and releasing negativity and releasing tension in the body, especially tension, and just allowing amazing things to come into you as well. One of my favorite things to do with this breath is actually incorporating Ujjayi breath from yoga. So anybody who hasn't done Ujjayi breath, feel free to Google it. You might have learned this if you have taken yoga. You have to restrict the muscles in the throat and keep your mouth open still. Like, no matter what, you want to keep your mouth always open during this breathing, allowing that raspiness that happens with this type of breathing to come out as well. So it'll be like, the idea is you're restricting the throat and allowing this raspiness to happen, and it actually feels really relieving. But I also like to add the sound on top of it too, so you can keep the raspiness and also do a sound on the exhalation, because that's a huge part of this ocean breath. You definitely want to allow you know, like releasing, and let it be as loud as you want it to be. So if you're doing the Ujjayi breath like I just did, it'd be more like so it would loosen up at the end if you prefer to do that. The other thing is you don't even need the Ujjayi breath. You can just do the ocean breath and just have it be like and your mouth will want to close, but don't let it close. Keep that mouth open. You need to keep this mouth open while you're doing this. This is a really great thing to do when you're still exploring your body before self-pleasure, especially. And there is a way of bringing this into partnership too, where you're both synchronizing your breath, but I might have to do a whole other video. I'm definitely talking about all this more within the realm of using it with yourself in self-exploration, self-pleasure, because those two go really hand in hand, and that's the way you help heal your body and heal your past issues and blocks so that you can make way for new love in your life, including your own self-love. So once again, if you are doing the self-exploration, self-pleasure before, let's say, a genital massage, so like a yoni or a linga massage, and before you actually go into actual self-pleasure, what you really want to start off with is that, you know, really make sure that you're massaging parts of your body, especially the parts that need a bit of help. Like sometimes your shoulders can be tense, and sometimes you just want to stop at a place that is tense, or a place that you might even feel you need to stop at. Like, listen to your instincts. Sometimes you'll feel the inclination to stay somewhere on the body, and just breathe into it and check in with yourself as you're doing it. And you can feel free to close your eyes too while you're doing it, right? So you can go down the arms. This is really great too if you're doing breast massage, and like you do want to definitely get into the collarbone, the chest area, and for women especially going into the breasts. There's also really great stuff online just in general about breast massage. Just, you know, all over your body. Just make sure you're feeling parts of your body, and as you're doing it, or with the Ujjayi breath, Another great thing to do also, speaking of touch, is having one hand on the heart and one hand over your genital areas, just doing the breathing at the same time and really connecting with your breath. This is also great, I find, to begin self-pleasure and to end self-pleasure with. And just breathing into it and checking in. And it's almost like a very Shavasana-like feeling if you're, once again, aware of yoga and have done yoga before. There's a lot of really great things from yoga and meditation that overlap into Tantra, and it's so worth actually especially looking into meditation and practicing meditation. I think it helps so much with this practice. So anyways, if you have any questions about this, please feel free to let me know. Overall, I'm just going to say that I really strongly can't say enough how much loving touch and loving breath really helps with your tantric practice. And if you like this video, please feel free to like it and share it. And also please remember to subscribe to my channel. I do put out a new video every week. It's always within the realm of Tantra. I take a look at sex advice, dating advice, relationship advice, sometimes tech trends that affect those things, and also sometimes creative energy, because sexual energy and creative energy are one and the same. And I really like to take a look at the relationship between those two. They are both stored within the sacral chakra, which is where your pelvis is located, and I really like to look at that relationship. So thank you so much, everyone, and until next week, take care.